26 women and girls aged between 14 and 37 have been rescued from a brothel in the northwest. The Hawks raided the property in Klerksdorp in the early hours of this morning. Apparently, the place was run by a Nigerian national who's been arrested. Our reporter Lirandzu Themba has been covering that story for us. And Lirandzu, you've just made your way back. What exactly did you see when you arrived at that scene?
Afternoon, Joanne. Well, it was quite a scene, to be honest. Just from the front value of the house, it just looks like a dilapidated house, really, with a couple of girls just loitering around. But it's only when you go to the back of the house that you realize just the extent of the rot that is happening there. I mean, just used condoms strewn everywhere, Joanne. There's no electricity, there's no water, there's certainly no refuge removal as well. And more than anything, the girls are really just bungled up in small rooms. I'm told that about 5 girls share a room that is, I mean, quite small, with just a bed really, and just clothes, dirty clothes. Of course, there isn't much water there. But more than anything, it's girls from as young as 14 that were rescued from this Hawks raid that took place at 5 a.m. this morning.
How did the Hawks get to know about this?
We're told that it was a community tip-off. It was a community tip-off that led them to this house. But we also understand that neighbors here have really been battling with the sort of noise and the rowdiness that comes from this household. But more than anything, they're saying that it's been a problem since as far back as 2013. But it's only now that they are of the view that there might be a syndicate that is happening there. And that is one thing they're trying to investigate.
So you're essentially talking about the possibility of human trafficking here?
Absolutely. They're also saying that just judging by the conditions that the girls are faced with, what I've alluded to earlier on, with the fact that they have to share such appalling conditions, they are not convinced that these girls are there on their own will. They're saying that they could have been transported just for sexual use. I mean, Joanne, we're talking about girls that have been taken or have come from as far as the Eastern Cape, the Northwest, and even the Northern Cape, girls from KZN as well. And also just the girls that were taken from this morning also come from those far-reaching areas. So the Hawks are really convinced in that province that there is a bigger syndicate, and they believe that the Nigerian national that was arrested probably will give them or point them to the right direction.
What becomes of the girls and women who were found there, who were rescued from this place, and I understand are being looked after by police now?
Because the youngest, we're told, was 14 or is 14 years of age, we're told that about 2 are minors under the age of 15. They're roping in the services of social development to really try and understand what has gotten them to this situation. But above all that, Joanne, they also want to get them back to their families in time for Christmas. But more than anything, also just provide them with the necessary trauma counseling that I am very sure that these girls are in need of. And when we were at the house earlier on, Joanne, some of the girls have already returned, or the older girls there would be, have already returned, and we were just seen drinking alcohol and just loitering around at that very house. And the big question that I did ask the Hawks was, I mean, as far as I know, a brothel isn't necessarily a legal entity. Why wasn't it shut down? And they're saying that it's because there's so many people that live in this a house. They're not really sure that it is just used for brothel, but also as people that are renting it as well. So they're going to be looking into that, and they also be having a meeting, we're told, on Monday, where they'll be having like a move really from community-based as well initiative as to what they're going to be doing with this house.
Thank you so much for putting us in the picture. Lirandzu Themba, live to us from the scene of the arrest of that Nigerian national at what is believed to be a brothel and a building that was used for other purposes, which police still need to figure out.